The Joker, Hans Lander, Anton Chigurh, Hannibal Lecter. What do all these film bro movie characters have in common? That's right, they're all villains. Not just any villains, subpar villains, all vastly beneath one fictional character that truly takes the crown for being cinema's biggest villain. Kevin McCallister. So, snuggle up next to the fireplace, because it's Christmas. And what's the best part of Christmas? Christmas movies. And what's the best part of Christmas movies? Overanalyzing them in a comedic fashion in order to villainize the protagonists. Without further ado, allow me to explain in detail why this little cretin is the biggest menace that ever cursed a TV screen. Kevin McCallister is an outcast compared to the rest of his family and is constantly abused for it. I'm not doubting this. However, this does not mean that we can sympathize with this little brat. This creepy little fella took all the emotional beating from his neglectful parents and other nasty relatives such as the evil Uncle Frank in order to develop his lack of empathy and his psychotic personality. I'd say that Kevin is a psychopath due to his clear outside charm. Hell, he even charmed you into rooting for him, but you shouldn't. Now, you may think that if Kevin is truly a villain, he doesn't become one until the climax of the film where he booby-traps his house to take out the wet bandits, right? Wrong. Much like Walter White from Breaking Bad, many people, myself included, believe that Kevin always had it in him and was just given a scenario where he could take out his murderous intent without consequence. Take this scene where Buzz is telling Kevin that their neighbour is a vicious murderer, for example. Upon first glance, you may think that Kevin's expression is one of fear, but it's not. It's actually one of lust. You see, Kevin here is experiencing a mix of respect for the man for getting away with all of those murders, and jealousy for him, as he wishes that he could pull off such a feat. It is immediately established that Kevin is a troublesome little prick who wishes his family would disappear and is then gleeful that they do. Plus, he won't eat any pizza that isn't just plain cheese, which is true psychopath behaviour.
Did anyone order me a plain cheese?
In fact, Joe Pesci has stated that even he was shocked at Macaulay Culkin's intensity brought into the character of Kevin, and he says that Kevin is the most evil character in film history. This is coming from Joe Pesci, who plays lots of little scary Italian men.
It's just, you're just funny. It's funny, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how?
Kevin uses threatening movie audio to scare pizza delivery boys, and is just a little bitch boy who is capable of anything. Just look at those eyes. Nothing behind them. Kevin finds out hours in advance that Harry and Marv are going to try to rob him. Does he call the police? No. He takes matters into his own hands like some kind of twisted vigilante. Yes, Harry and Marv are clearly bad people, but there are plenty of burglars that rob for good reason, and these two could have been exactly that. Look at this scene, where Kevin slaps the aftershave on his face. A classic scene. It clearly hurts the poor little fella, yet he does it again. Very strange behaviour, wouldn't you agree? There's a perfectly sound explanation for this. Kevin McCallister enjoys pain. He also enjoys seeing others in pain. We all know that Kevin rigs the house with what could be death traps. It's only lucky that Harry and Marv are invincible deities from another world. In fact, in Home Alone 2, he gets word that the bandits are robbing a toy store and takes matters into his own hands again before almost murdering Marv with a brick. Also, not to get political, but we see Kevin get pretty friendly in the sequel with a certain former US president, if you catch my drift. With all this being said, it's clear that due to his awful upbringing and traumatic past, Kevin McCallister is pure evil and puts all other villains to shame. Merry Christmas, everyone. Let's hope you've been good this year. But it's not Santa you should worry about. It's Kevin. He's watching. Kevin is always watching.